Are you ready? You think you can tell us what to do? You think you can tell us what to wear? You think that you're better? Well, you better get ready. Bow to the masters. Bring the water!
Welcome in to the most electrifying hour. New time today. We're going up against let's just say that it's new time today.
It's new time today. We had some stuff going on tonight. We figure we'll do almost kind of a double show. We'll do one now and then
we'll rebroadcast
it at our normal time for those who are caught off surprise today, seeing us live right now.
That's it.
But we are the #1 wrestling news radio station around McHenry, Lake County, all those places.
Yeah.
I mean, we're the best.
We are the best.
All the other ones are not even second.
Rejected at the rim.
Rejected.
Good old
so yeah, I don't know. It's been kind of an interesting week that's been going on, but let's first get into the big day today. It is Happy 316 Day.
Yeah.
Woo! So you got to drink beer and give stunners.
That's it.
I did give Mira a stunner this morning.
So cheers to our fans out there. I mean, it is St. Patrick's Day weekend too, so grab a beer and cheers.
Grab a beer and cheer.
All right.
There you go.
Oh, that tastes good. No, this may be the real American beer right there. So, I mean, yeah, so Austin 316 Day today, WWE Shop Zone is doing 31.6% off on selected merchandise.
Nice.
A lot of new Austin stuff. It was also announced that he is going to be at the WrestleMania Fan Fest.
Oh.
And also will be there if Cody needs help.
So, I mean, he's thrown his name out there. Let's see. Oh, we already got a message.
Megan's in.
No.
Can't wait for Alex to get home.
She wants
Is that good or bad?
She wants to take a nap.
Oh.
Well,
you know,
well, not during this hour.
You.
Not during this hour.
We'll see how it goes.
That's it.
So, yeah, I mean, yeah, so Austin 316 Day, all started with King of the Ring, where you defeated Jake the Snake Roberts. Mm-hmm. You got your Sounds, and, well, I just said that. And your John 316. Well, I said Austin 316 as I just whooped your ass.
That's right.
So I do Tom's 316, where I just branded your assets.
Hey.
So there's a plug. So you think it, I ink it with all your printing and decorative apparel needs.
All right.
I am I don't know. Did you see the new legislation going on, or they're for the sex workers Bill of Rights?
Ooh, congratulations.
So
Alex,
I mean,
looks like you're getting a
they're talking about possibly legalizing prostitution. So I may change it to Tom's Prostitution Services.
Hey, Tom might get a raise.
Well, blank for a buck. Fill in the blank. No. Crickets.
That's it.
It's a family show sometime.
Well, that's why at noon we gotta watch our language.
That's
at
why we
the
blanked
time.
it.
Yeah.
When it's at 8:00 at night, we could get a little more adult.
That's right.
So
In more ways than one.
he's getting to a shower or a stunner. Oh, he's getting a stunner. I can't even read right now.
Yeah, he's getting a stunner. Congratulations.
I've been celebrating. You know, it's 316 Day. Drink a beer, give someone a stunner.
That's right.
But you're only doing one of those things. You're only getting the drink. You're not getting the stunner.
We'll find out later. Maybe from Cat Lady. We'll find out.
Ooh, Cat Lady still on the table.
Well, we'll see. All right. So
it's a stinger, not a stun.
That's a dew claw.
Yeah.
So speaking of beer, Hulk Hogan's Real American Beer, they are doing a tour in kind of our neck of the woods. They'll be in the southern part of Wisconsin next week.
Mm-hmm.
So like March 17th, tomorrow he'll be at Women's in Appleton. That's from 12 to 1:30. Festival Foods from 2:30 to 4, and the bar from 5 to 6:30. Tuesday he'll be at the Quick Trip in Beaver Dam.
They're not saying which bar.
It's just the bar.
Oh, that's
So
the name
I
of it.
guess that's the name of it.
The bar.
Piggly Wiggly at Watertown from 2 to 3:30. Buffalo Bar from 4 to 5. Oh, there's the beer. Stoley's Hog Alley and Agnamakwa. I can't pronounce half these towns in Wisconsin from 6 to 7. Wednesday at March Cheese Castle from 11:30 to 1. Piggly Wiggly in Lake Geneva from 2 to 3:30. And Bender Sports Bar, which is about 20 minutes north of here, from 4:30 to 5:30.
Yeah, the Mars Cheese Castle. Plenty of parking there.
Yeah.
So
Great.
from what I've heard and seen in some of the reports lately, some people have been upset about the long
There's
lines.
been a couple fights that have broken out.
Is that right?
There's
Yeah.
Hogan's either been delayed or has left early. You have some other people that are upset about like the whole autographing thing, where it's like,
Because there's one that I saw kind of through my feed this morning talking about they made sure to say this is not an autograph signing. This is him actually.
so when he's at the bar. So what I'm seeing is if he's at like the Piggly Wiggly or the grocery store selling the beer, that's where you can buy a case and then get it on that autographed. If he's at the bar, he is serving and that's it. Like there's no autographs,
Can
no
you
buying
get
case.
another beer? Can I go up there and ask for a Coors? Is he
I
gonna
don't
serve me
know.
a Coors?
You'll find out. See if they got a broken skull.
Yeah, right.
Right.
I get a good IPA.
So I mean, for my experience, a few months ago, I mean, he got there a little late, but I mean, once he got there, the line kept moving, and it's always fun to meet your childhood hero. And he's going more towards the Republican side of where he won't get booed. So,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, a little bit safer state.
Yeah,
than
he's in a safer state.
California.
Yeah, and Texas, he should be fine, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Alrighty,
I mean, he looks like a Piggly Wiggly now. You know,
Hey.
and there goes that sponsor.
that's fine. I'm a Buc-ee's guy anyway.
All right, let's get into AEW Revolution. Was last Sunday. Did you watch any of that?
A little bit on the highlights.
On the highlights.
Mhm.
So it's funny, like with them, they always have a better pay-per-view. Usually a better pay-per-view or premium live event than WWE. This one felt like a sandwich.
Yeah.
Like you had a nice good bun on top to start it off. You get like a little bit like some of the topping sidings that you don't really care for, but then you get that nice big thick meat patty.
This is why he wanted it around 12 o'clock. Because now he's gonna make his Jimmy John's order.
They're not a sponsor yet either, so we got a sandwich order.
Oh, okay, sandwich.
We got
orders.
to teach this guy
A sandwich
about
order.
sponsorships.
Yeah.
And, man,
I'm just bringing them in.
that's fine. And
There's
then,
your check too.
and then it was like the very bottom of that sandwich. It was like the butt end bread that like you never use, like unless you absolutely have to. That's how Revolution was.
Oh.
You had all this nice part on top and kind of in the middle, and then the very bottom, like awful.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're thinking. That was like a Triple H Vince kind of booking.
The only thing like about the highlights that I don't like is I don't know the order of the card.
Okay.
Because like the highlights for me, I saw some great matches, but I don't know if they try to get like the cream of the crop to the
So they
top.
started with Adam Page versus MJF.
Okay.
So that was like that was a nice big bun where you got sesame seeds on there. Makes the sandwich really pop, look good.
Mhm.
I mean, overall, great
Did they
match.
butter the bun, you think?
That may have been the next match with the butter, depending on the butter. All right.
Next match.
So I mean, so the Adam Page MJF match, Adam Page ended up winning that one via pinfall. Again, good match between like their two of their main pillars, original pillars of the company. They're going to probably continue on feuding for a little bit. On Dynamite this last week, it showed MVP come out without the Hurt Syndicate to offer their services to MJF to get him back to the top. And now people are saying that maybe like the new Nation of Domination when Owen Hart joined. I said Owen not Brett.
Okay.
There it is. And we're 9 minutes 47 seconds in on this episode.
Alrighty. Other matches of the night. You had Mercedes Monet versus Momo Watanabe. You knew Mercedes was going to win. It's her stuff has just been too boring and predictable, or you don't even care. That's the bathroom break match.
Yeah.
Pretty much of the evening.
But they keep riding her though.
They gave
whatever.
her all that money.
Yeah.
Try and get Snoop Dogg in, I guess.
Yeah, but when does that? I mean, again, at that point, those contracts have to depreciate at some point. Like,
At some
and
point.
he's got to look at it, and be like, okay, I paid you all this money. We're not getting much out of it. We're kind of seeing the dips in the attendance.
And that's where it's like they have, whether they like it or not, the women's division is their stronghold right now.
Mhm.
They have the great talent for that. They have like the athleticism. They're getting up and coming new talent.
Well, they're even doing they're kind of bringing it back to like the old like kayfabe days where like what's the movie? I believe the movie's called like
Queen of the Ring.
Queen of the Ring. I mean, they had a couple.
We'll probably talk about that next show.
Okay, but they had a couple altercations there, and it was
Right.
like it made you click on, made you watch.
Tony Storm especially.
Mhm.
And yeah, that was with her, Mariah May.
Mhm.
They set up for their match here at AW Revolution, which I think is probably going to be a match of the year candidate. If not, probably one of the best women's matches ever.
Yeah.
It was their final curtain call for their feud. That was, I believe, match 3. The Hollywood brawl that they had with real glass, really bloody, but was actually entertaining. It wasn't just like a gimmick thing. It was from, if you watch their storyline the last 2 years, it was like this was actually their best thing that they've had going on. So I mean, that one probably should have been the main event.
Yeah.
Of how good a quality it was. And then after that, I mean, you had a couple good matches after that, but then like the main event was absolutely atrocious.
Yeah.
All right. So other matches that we had that night was Swerve Strickland versus Ricochet, right for number 1 contender. Swerve ended up winning that one. So it's going to be Swerve's house probably in a couple weeks or next month. I believe is it next month? I forget what date that one is. What else do we have here? Looking here, we got Kenny Omega versus Takeshita for the International Championship, where Omega won. He is the belt collector.
Yeah.
I believe now that means he's a Grand Slam champion, if I'm not mistaken, by getting that belt.
Yeah, I don't know what
But then steel cage match with Will Ospreay and Kyle Fletcher, where they did a Spanish fly off the top of the cage. It was very risky, but they nailed it.
Yeah.
They're going to bring Ospreay up to the main event soon, probably after his whole Swerve main event push with him and probably Ambrose.
Yeah.
Not Ambrose, not Moxley.
No, I mean that match was definitely. Now, was that match always going to be a cage match?
I think they added it in because they had too many other regular matches or brawls.
Or did they add that in because WWE announced a cage match
for the next night.
For the next night. I mean, is this what we're getting at in, again?
The reaction?
Yeah.
I mean, they're always going to have a reaction to whatever they're doing.
Yeah.
I mean, you go get storylines and promos, how they come out. You can see how they take shots at each other.
Yeah.
And then the main event was probably the worst main event they've had with Radar Superstar Cope versus John Moxley for a championship. They had Christian Cage cash in his contract to make it like a match where you're saying him against Copeland to try to win the belt, but Moxley made him kind of tap out. So like it was just a waste of cash. And it was like they were trying to just get rid of it, like how Triple H does with the Money in Bank thing. It was like that to me. That was just the dumbest thing they could have done. It didn't make any sense. Makes that match now look weak. The Casino Royale, whatever it is.
Yeah, doesn't hold any water.
Nope. Or beer. And then later on in the week with AEW, I mean, they're having a bad, unfortunate pattern of they'll have a pretty much decent, great pay-per-view, followed by a very bad Dynamite and Collision.
Yeah.
I would say what I like about Collision lately has been it feels like the old Saturday night WCW, where it's like they're just wrestling. There's not really much of a storyline going on. Like last night, there wasn't much storyline. It was just some tag team wrestling and getting some other people out there that you don't really see that much.
Yeah.
All right. Kent, you got anything? You got a phone call. Are we being sued right now?
Legal action's already coming down.
Uh-oh.
I just sent.
Okay. Well, as our producer is dealing with other stuff. All right, let's get into Monday Night Raw. So 2 weeks ago, we had Johnsburg owned show up at Buffalo, New York's Monday Night Raw, Clay Guida. He is from Johnsburg, part of the UFC, which was kind of funny where they announced like he was no longer with them, but
Yeah.
here's a blurb shot of him being there.
Yeah, well, with the UFC branding and everything.
Right. For me, I think he was the character gimmick that he probably could have transitioned very well over to WWE.
Yeah. Well, still potential.
So, I mean, because I want to say, I think he's a year younger than me, so he's a little early 40s. My former brother-in-law used to wrestle with them and drive them to all their wrestling meets. So,
Oh, nice.
So that's where it's kind of like interesting seeing him. We're like, oh, hey, Clay's on Raw.
Yeah.
But
bringing it back to Johnsburg.
Johnsburg, it's very own. Then we go to this past Monday night. I mean, it's just been. Is The Rock saving WWE, or is he screwing up storylines and they're now in panic mode?
I definitely think they're in panic mode. But I mean, it's also one of those weird moments when it's the road to WrestleMania, but they're now doing it overseas.
Right.
So it's a whole different kind of, I don't know, language barrier. There's a whole different, like, kind of, the arena feels different,
right?
Regardless. And I feel like you're going to see him there more. But again, yeah, I do think he is messing up kind of some of the storylines like he did last year.
Right. By being there, not committing, and then decommitting what he likes to do. And I mean, that's where right now, for those that don't know, Raw's on Netflix for the next 3 weeks, is going to be broadcast at whatever time they're at in that location. So I want to say it's going to be 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock our time.
There's actually, I have a photo of it.
I thought they said like 3 o'clock Eastern time.
Yeah. So Raw on the 17th will be at 3 p.m. Eastern time. On the 18th,
what?
I don't know why it's showing on multiple times, but the 24th will be at 4. And then the next week will be at 4 as well. And then SmackDown is 3 o'clock, and then 4.
So it's nice now is you can either watch it live, or if you want to watch it later without commercials, you can watch it.
Where? Over in Saudi Arabia or something?
Barcelona,
Barcelona,
Germany. They're doing like all that.
The Euro tour?
Yeah, the Euro
tour. Euro trip, or pretty much where John Cena's filming movies out there. They're accommodating his schedule.
Nice.
Which, got rid of that bald spot.
He did, yeah.
Interesting.
Filled it in.
Very interesting.
Filled it all in.
GLH.
Yeah.
Great looking hair. It's spray paint by. Never
He
mind.
did the LeBron.
Did the LeBron.
Carlos.
All right.
So, I mean, yeah. So then we go, let's see. I mean, the whole Jey Uso Gunther thing, it's not there.
Yeah.
I mean, they had him beat Grayson Waller this week, and then Gunther came in afterwards and choked him out. And to me, like I'm like a lot of the fans where it's the heat is what's getting him over.
Yeah.
You look at his match with Jimmy, was it last year? At one of the worst WrestleMania matches ever, they're saying.
Yeah.
I mean, he doesn't have it. I'm sorry. But
I mean, but again, they're trying to, take him into that corner. He's the main event and main event Jay. And
well, and they're trying to sell merch. Right now, he's a fan favorite. Come out and do his little yeet dance, and they do it for 25 minutes.
And that's where I think they want to do it for WrestleMania.
Yeah.
But now they're kind of panicking mode, saying that we may not be able to have main event Jey Uso as main event. Are we going to have to rebrand him after WrestleMania because he's not main event?
Well, it's interesting but they're also covering their rear end with that because they're also rebranding a couple other superstars.
Yeah.
You know, with Seth Rollins going back to Seth Rollins, not Seth freaking Rollins anymore.
Dirty Dom.
Yeah.
Big
So,
Bronson
like,
Reed.
you kind of already set the precedence of we're going to do a rebrand. So now it's not going to be a big shock that they rebrand Uso.
Yeah.
But what I will say is with their merch, I mean, like, they're quick to get merch out, but like it's always interesting, like when you see him come out and it's like Yeet City and it's like, well, it's like always a hockey team. It's never like when they were in Philadelphia, it was the Philadelphia Flyers. It was not
the Eagles.
Yeah,
right.
It wasn't anything
Sixers.
else. Yeah. So it's like you're 2/3 of that market is now no what? Because I mean, if you're not a hockey fan,
Yeah, but why do you watch hockey? You watch hockey for the fights.
Right.
yeah. But I mean, you're also, again, from marketing side of things, it's 2/3 of a town that you're kind of exiling.
True that.
And your biggest market and your biggest competition is the NFL,
Mhm.
where they even say like they can't compete at the NFL level, but they can compete at the NBA and AHL level.
Yeah. But what's also funny about that is, like, with The Rock being involved, I still haven't seen anything from the XFL.
No.
Which I was kind of shocked that you don't see anything, like even like team branding or anything like that.
Is that still a thing?
Yeah,
It
do they have games yet?
Yeah. What?
They had a whole season.
This year?
They had a whole season. They had one season in under The Rock right now.
That was last year, and then this year was when they were doing the merger with USFL.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was the other doing the
Oh, this
merger.
was
But I'm
the-
saying they at least had one season
Oh,
so
yeah.
far.
Yeah. But
Under-
don't they usually play now?
Yeah, this is usually when they play. No?
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm shocked that there's
There's
nothing
nothing.
coming out with his other entity.
He's probably just taking a loss like the Warner Brothers with the Wile E. Coyote movie.
Hey,
There's a shot. Then we had AJ Styles took out Logan Paul during his promo, setting up their feud for upcoming WrestleMania match.
yeah. Well,
It's
after
going to be a
Logan
filler
brought in a
match.
fan.
What?
After Logan, I mean, Logan Paul either is, I don't know, like staging his friends in as fans. Because,
Yeah.
like, I mean, to go over and rip a fan's shirt off.
Well, that's always premeditated. I mean,
Correct, but-
they always have a plan.
So, and then you also had him pull out the comedian. I can't think of the comedian's name right now.
Oh, the guy that looked like the former, what was that tag team name? The Bilderbergs or whatever they
Yeah,
were.
but he's a well-known comedian. I
that we
mean,
don't know the name of.
like,
Again,
Another
again,
Netflix special.
he is.
again, not a sponsor.
That's correct. But yeah,
We'll get your name right if you want to sponsor.
Yeah.
He's got enough shows he does. But it was an interesting. I mean, it's an interesting feud that they're setting up. I don't see why.
Hmm.
Again, AJ's not the gatekeeper. Like where I feel like you have to go through him to get.
I think for them, it's more similar style for Logan. You're going to get that Ricochet Rey Mysterio kind of match
Okay.
where they could both do their moves. It'll just be that nice either WrestleMania night 1, night 2 open match, or to
Is
get
it a
people back
safe
interested.
match?
It's a safe match.
Okay.
It's a safe booking match. It's a lazy booking match. To me, I would have went with Pepsi Boy against Logan.
Yeah. Well, they're already, kind of steering that into a triple threat.
And
right
I
now.
hated that. We'll get into that. All right. So we had New Day defeated LWO. Both of those will probably be future endeavored soon.
Mm-hmm.
But we had the return of Chad Gable as the masked luchador, where now we're saying it wasn't him.
Just saying.
That may have been him there, but it wasn't him.
Getting
Came
thrown
out.
out,
But it wasn't him.
but it wasn't. What's
So-
a twist?
So we're
It
getting
was.
Mr. America 2.0.
Yeah.
I mean, Gable, like we've said before, he is like the Temu version of Kurt Angle.
Hmm.
Probably better than Temu version of Kurt Angle. But I mean, everything the way he talks, the way he acts,
Oh, the way
speaks,
he walks,
wrestles,
yeah,
like
everything.
he even almost looks the same now.
Yes.
Like, I'm just waiting for him to shave his head.
And just drink a big glass of milk.
Like, yeah,
Right.
I mean, they're American made, and
Way Witt rips off his singlet.
Yeah.
Same
I
movement.
mean, ankle lock too, and German suplexes. I mean, it's like he's the midget version.
Yeah.
So then we had a Judgment Day was shown backstage, where Dirty Dom got him a match against Breaker for the Intercontinental Championship. I don't know. I think the rumors are Aleister Black is coming back to be part of the group.
Yeah, that's what they're leaning towards. They keep hinting at a new member.
Then we had Boring Cody Rhodes come in to cut a promo.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just so done with Cody. I'm tired of the crying.
Is he crying?
He took it to Miz pretty good.
I'm
He's
like,
still got the welt on the eye.
fine, but at least he's. But here's the thing, though. Like as we said on multiple shows before, like at least they're playing that out.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like he got beat. He got
That's legit.
I mean, it was legitimate. Yeah, I'm fine. There's a restraining order against Travis Scott. We get that, but at least you're not hiding it, you know. But
you can't really hide that shine.
no, you can't. I mean, we'll talk about some other shiners in the day, but he's at least cutting a decent promo with not having the other person there.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, I'm tired of the 3-piece suits, as I've said before. I'm tired of the whole VP image, but you're starting to get a unhinged kind of Cody.
Yep.
And I'm kind of intrigued by it. We've been asking for it for a while. He did not turn heel to go with The Rock, but I definitely see that heel turn happening.
And that's where they were saying that they should have done, or they were planning on doing John Cena's heel turn at WrestleMania. And they rushed it to try to help their hurting WrestleMania numbers right now for ticket sales to create new interest.
You're hurting ticket sales by still having tickets for $10,000
That's
in
the way
this
you're hurting.
economy. Like, I mean, it's ridiculous.
That costs more than a lot of their fans' homes.
Correct.
That's all I'm saying.
And I can't take their fans' homes with them and park them in the middle of the ring.
But they can in the parking lot.
They can't bring them in the parking lot.
They'll just trailer it in.
Both of them drive in now.
Yeah.
They can just drive them right
They
in.
just drive 'em right in.
And the other thing that's irritating me right now is where they're saying that this is the whole, like, the greatest heel turn of all time over Hogan and the NWO. Like, that's just crap.
Well, it's the greatest heel turn.
It's showing
WWE.
Well, yeah, but they included Hogan's turn in their list.
Yeah, because
It's the narcissism that they've had where DX is better than NWO. Like, no, that wasn't better.
Yeah.
Because you didn't create it.
Correct.
But now you created it, you copied and pasted your own twist on it.
Yeah.
Now it's the best. Like, no. If this happened 10 years ago, yeah.
Now I love all the people that like, oh, this isn't the first time he turned heel. Like, no, he played heels
when he first started.
But he wasn't a heel. Like, he was not the textbook definition of a heel.
Right.
He just said what was on his mind.
It wasn't until the bus ride with stuff. It's like, oh, you got to incorporate this. And
yeah. And that's exactly what it was. He was still a company man, still kind of following that role of what a babyface would do. They do whatever the company wants. And then everyone brought up like, oh, and he did the whole match with Bray. He did a heel turn going. I'm like, no, that was just a gimmick for NWO. Like, that was, again, poking fun of the whole Hollywood Hogan. I mean, so I just don't like how we're still like, even on SmackDown, even on Raw, like they took Raw was 25 minutes before the first punch.
Yep. That's always been
their eating, by the way. That was straight 25 minutes of.
That has been their formula for years. First half hour is usually a very long promo.
I would love if Netflix, I feel like, would get smart. I think they should do it live, let you rewatch it, but then also do like on Tuesday, do like Raw Fast Pass or something where it's like, here's what happened without all of the fluff.
Okay.
Because again, it's great watching it. I love it when you watch it on Netflix and you watch it later, you can fast forward. But it's still one of those things where it's like, okay, especially with
Well,
kids.
Well, yeah, like the past few weeks, it's been kind of counteractive what they've done before, where it used to be like end of hour 2 was their strong part.
Yeah.
Then after end of hour 2 was just done. They're getting back to where the main event actually means something.
Yeah.
But now that's the issue, is where now it's the main event. That's the only thing that mattered, when everything else was, like you said, it's just fluff and garbage.
Now, I mean, you had the segment with Io Sky, with
Bianca.
jump your bullet.
No, you're fine.
Okay.
Henry.
And honestly, like, I don't know how to take that. Like, I saw what they were doing.
Hmm.
They were trying to build the triple threat.
It's a rush job.
But it almost, not even that it was a rush drop. It from what I've seen in the on the forums, a lot of Pacific Island like cultures are really upset with them about it, because like they pretty much gave the belt to Io. She had no voice, and then here you are again, two big people, you know, American made people. Like they were trying to make this all political,
Right.
And it was just like, I don't think that was the situation at all.
I think it was more of it was a gift to Io for what she's done to help boost younger talent and always being the resource for a decent match on a card.
Yeah.
And then it's like also like we need to figure out how are we going to get these 3 on the card.
Yeah.
And what better way to do that? Okay, Io now wins. We already have Bianca facing the winner, but then Rhea gets a rematch.
Yeah.
So
Now
we'll
it's a
just
triple threat.
now it's a triple threat to get more people on the card in their WrestleMania payday. Or I mean, that's where it just seems like I don't know how many singles matches we're going to have. It seems like everything's going to be a tag team, or at least 3 to 6 guys in a match.
But I do like in the last couple weeks, I feel like the shows are more, both SmackDown and Raw are more must-watch shows because there's been some belt defenses, but also some title changes.
Right.
You know, again, Io winning it on Raw.
Right.
And that was a shock.
Yeah.
And then what else happened on Raw? I don't want to jump into SmackDown.
So the other stuff on Raw was just Raquel Rodriguez defeated Bayley to be the #1 contender for the women's IC belt. Again, another lame duck title. And then the main event with Rollins and Pepsi Boy in the steel cage, where it was like that should have been their WrestleMania match. Like you didn't need Roman involved at all. And the match ends where Roman pulls Rollins out, where Rollins gets the victory.
Yeah.
Beats the crap out of Rollins, sees Paul Heyman in the ring consoling Pepsi Boy,
Mm-hmm.
does not like that, then attacks Pepsi Boy. Or I thought for sure, either with a buckle bomb or something, he would get hurt and be on WrestleMania again.
Yeah.
Fragile Phil. But
again, they said, I mean,
it was a report that they were showing before that, that we're going to have a triple threat. This may be the night 1 main event. And it's like, why? You don't need that.
No. But again, do you also play now into that? Was that the favor? Was that this? And I mean, so again, it's been the long game, but it's there. I'm not mad at that match. Out of all the matches that they've added to WrestleMania, that's the one that doesn't bother me the most. Because regardless if Pepsi Boy can't perform, you know there's still
There's Viagra for that.
Huh?
Yeah.
There's Hims and Viagra for that.
There is. But if he can't perform in the ring, there's enough heat between Roman and Seth to where that match will still carry.
Yeah, they're dragging everything out.
Yeah.
That's what they're doing.
You know, and it's
WWE or your kids?
Yes.
Both.
Yes.
I'm sure both. But no, I mean it's
that's the issue. They either drag it out or they rush it too quick.
Yeah.
There's hardly any.
But I mean, I don't even think AEW has done a good job at like striking while the iron's hot.
No, they've been doing horrible with that.
All right.
And that's where they don't really do well with storylines. And I think they're going back to more WCW, like we're just going to wrestle, figure it out from there. I mean, that's what they want their fan base to be, is like wrestling, not the entertainment.
Yeah.
So again, SmackDown. What do we have here in SmackDown? Boring triple tag team match. Braun Strowman, Jimmy Uso, LA Knight versus the Bloodline.
Well, first that started off with Jimmy coming out wanting the U.S.
tag title.
Nope, U.S. title, not tag title.
He said tag title.
Oh, he did. That is right.
Yes. Jimmy comes out, says he wants the U.S. tag title to LA Knight.
Now, would you feel better about Jay if he wasn't being pushed into, and kind of what they're doing with Jimmy, where Jimmy's going after the middle card belt? Because the whole thing right now is Jay won the Intercontinental title.
Right.
That was the singles gold that he won. Now, that's on a main event belt anymore.
Right.
That's why they're kind of pushing him for, I think, the World Heavyweight belt. But at least Jimmy's going after, I would say, a more realistic goal. And I feel like even if you do the slow build with him, you can make it to where it's.
I think what they're going to do is we're going to have the Benoit Eddie Guerrero WrestleMania moment where Jimmy's going to win the U.S. title and then Jay's going to win the world title and both brothers are going to hug in the middle ring.
Okay.
Just because that's what they want to do. They're going to say that's what's best for business. It's the feel-good, heartwarming story for all the crap they've been giving us.
Yeah.
Feel good.
The bloodline.
Then they announced that Che Gargill versus Liv Morgan is going to be booked for next week. Charlotte came out to defeat B-Fab via submission.
Annihilated
And poor B-Fab. Charlotte is just, I don't know. I don't care for wrestling anymore.
Yeah.
She is turn off the TV now. Or flip the channel when she's on. It's just like
Time has
But
passed
Tommy,
her
you're
by.
happy because if she's on the screen, Tiffy Time's right behind her.
And here's my issue with it. They were both wearing almost the exact same outfit.
Yeah.
Same color and everything. It's like you're supposed to have a contrast.
Yeah.
How are you both wearing pink? Like
Pretty pink.
one of you should have been wearing either black and pink or pink and black or whatever, like vice versa. Make it a little bit different. Not
More
now they're rolling around on the ground. I can't tell who's who. Well, I mean, you can, but
you could definitely.
you definitely.
Charlotte has lost a lot of her body mass.
But I mean, that's where it's like.
It was a rough year of rehabilitation.
Well, and that's where it's like this was again where I think we're going to have a great WrestleMania match. The build up for it's been absolutely horrible, and they went through the desperate situation of let's just have a girl on girl cat fight brawl because we need to create interest now, and nothing else what we're doing is working.
But here's what was so weird about that angle is you had Tiffy come out and actually be the aggressor. Fine, I'm cool with that. They go to a vignette in the middle of the aggression after they broke it up and you think it's done.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden they come back after the vignette and Tiffy's on top of the LED board like, oh, I'm going to do this. I'm going to jump off of here. Like, wait a second. Like the timing, unless mine was just my TV was jumping around.
Right.
It just felt like very weird placement unless you needed that vignette so that she could climb the LED board.
Right.
But it was just very weird placement of that for me.
That's not good.
He was searching for something.
He was.
It's just not good.
I saw them gears turning.
It's just not good.
Let's see. We had Damian Priest defeat Shinsuke via disqualification from Drew interfering in the match. Shinsuke, for those who don't know, his brother passed away recently. That's why he didn't have the U.S. title match that was originally scheduled for Saturday night and then dropped the title because he's pretty much going to be done after his contract's up soon.
Yeah.
He'll heal, hopefully, and come back probably to New Japan or, I mean, I could see him fitting in AEW with all the Japanese wrestlers that they have there.
Yeah.
He could fit with that style. But I mean, that was where it's a shame where some people are asking, like, this is like Triple H's biggest drop ball, putting the U.S. title on him for what? Well, they put the U.S. title on him for, I want to say, was it Noah? There was a Japanese wrestling company that he was going to be a part of, and they needed to put the belt on him to display
I can't
it.
remember what the title.
I know AJ did Noah, but I don't know if that was part of Noah or if that was a different one. But that was pretty much the reason why he had the U.S. title was for that. And then the unfortunate passing of his brother kind of screwed up stuff, and they're pivoting.
Yeah,
More likely, that's going to be like a 6-man ladder match for the U.S. title at WrestleMania. All right, then we had a teaser for a new masked luchador. More likely, it's going to be Rey Fenix, who is Penta's little brother. Penta, who is now pretty much disappearing. What AEW has seen for years, it's just the ring style has not been very well live.
Yeah.
A lot of botches.
Nope.
I mean, he's got the look. He kind of has the charisma, but when it comes to wrestling, in a one take, can't do it.
No.
We had Carmelo Hayes lose to Randy Orton defeat via pinfall. Kevin Owens came in, rescued Hayes from the punt, and then they are now setting up the Orton KO. Well, it's already been set up, but for them to be
Stay tuned. That'll be a tag team match.
probably.
That'll be a Sami Zayn and Randy versus KO, and then Sammy's going to turn on Randy.
And then we had
You heard it here first, guys.
That's it.
And then we had Gunther defeated NXT's Axiom via powerbomb because he was from Spain.
Yeah.
So they're going to do with Gunther right now for next few Raws and SmackDowns is bring up the local NXT talent that's from that country to showcase them and give him actual title defenses because like this has like been the first time he's like defended the title all year.
Yeah.
The last couple weeks.
And probably some yeet interference.
Probably. And then Paul Heyman came out to reveal that Roman's going to be on SmackDown next week.
He said, I thought he said Raw.
He said SmackDown.
Okay.
He'd probably be at Raw too, but he'll be at SmackDown. And then backstage, there's Gunther compelled Jimmy Uso to talk to Jay out of their World Heavyweight Championship, where Jimmy declined standing for his brother. And then you had another Cody come out to cry some more.
Yeah.
Or he was on Miz TV.
Yeah.
And he took out the Miz.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like he did a decent promo there.
Yep.
Without John Cena being across from him. Like, didn't the Street Profits fight him?
Oh, yeah. Then at the very end of the match, or very end of the night, I forgot. Triple H finally righted a wrong for so long.
He did.
What have we been saying for the longest time, Kent? He's not paying attention.
Definitely let the cat out the house.
The Street Profits well overdue win their tag team championships back.
Yeah.
Appreciating the African American athlete.
Okay. And I like this new side of them. I like the new aggression. I think it's great. But I mean, back to the Cody thing really quick. Like, it worked. I mean, I think it worked more on SmackDown than it did on Raw. But that's just me. Like I said, the unhinged side of him I like to see. So,
are you ready?
Sure.
You ready, Ken? You got it tuned up?
Let's go.
You gotta push the button. Oh, wow, that's perfect.
Time to play the game! And I can play it all about you, try it, take it, all about you, get it, and play it. It's all about me, who's gonna make it? I am the game, you don't play me, I am in control.
All right, there's a hard stuff.
Yeah, we've got to learn.
All right, listen, we've got a couple big things happening right now on the game. Number one is, I don't know, do you want to do that now during the game?
We'll do that after.
We're going to do that at the end.
Yes,
all right.
That'll be part of it. Work for me.
I put a lot of thought. I put a lot of work into this, and then Alex is like, wait a minute. I got one. And can I go with it? So, Alex, the floor is yours. Yes, you can.
So you hit it at 9 minutes. I was kind of shocked that it took you that long to talk about Bret Hart.
Yeah.
But it got me really thinking lately is like, for me, I know you're such a big fan of him. Like every time you always bring him up, everything like that. I can't think of a Bret Hart moment for me that like sticks out in my mind, other than of course the Montreal Screwjob, but that I feel like was against him. So the question is, Tom and everybody, what is your best thought of or best moment with Bret Hart?
Well, for me, it would be when I met him at Barnes and Noble bookstore.
Yeah, that doesn't count.
Well, you just asked.
Well, no, not the old lesbian Bret Hart looker.
Yeah.
I mean, a wrestling moment.
Yeah, what's the best wrestling moment?
Well, first I'm going to say that because I need to get it out now.
There you go.
Sentimental. So to give you some backstory, I think it was because I went to his Hall of Fame induction speech in Chicago.
Yeah.
And at WrestleMania where he wasn't at, but the Hall of Fame was the night before. That was my last wrestling event I went with my dad.
Okay.
before he passed.
Mm.
So and then there was like, I want to say a year or two later, his book came out, and then he was doing autograph signing at Barnes and Noble in Schaumburg. And so like my brothers and I, we went down there and we were one of the last ones there. And he was just awesome. Like you sit, talk, take as long as you wanted to talk to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I told him a little bit of our story, and like he was awesome about that. I got a picture taken,
Yeah.
everything.
So for the young listeners out there, Barnes and Nobles is not a bar. It is not a law office. It actually was a bookstore back in the day.
And books were the things we opened up to read.
They used to be in libraries.
Not a coaster.
Not a coaster.
So, I mean, for me, like, I don't know, it's hard to pinpoint the one.
Yeah.
It's just, I just remember being younger, like, was a Hulkamaniac, and when my dad got me into it when I was like 2 or 3 years old.
So when did you start watching wrestling?
I watched it since WrestleMania 2.
Okay.
So that I was like 2
Okay.
when that came out, and I think Brett was the first match or involved in there in the Battle Royal, where then like Bad News Brown
Yeah.
like broke the trophy.
Mhm.
So like that was like my first time where it's like, oh, he's not the big guy.
Yeah.
He's more normal, not the steroid ridden kind of thing, superstar. But I liked his ability of how he told the story in the match, and everything that he took looked painful,
Yeah.
whether he was hurt or not. I mean, it looked like when he went in that turnbuckle, that hurt like hell. And then like when he was with the Anvil, like the Hart Foundation was my favorite tag team.
Okay.
And then you start seeing him like on Primetime Wrestling, where he's doing more one-on-one matches, and it's like, I don't know. It's just it was that style I always was drawn to because I can do it.
Okay.
It wasn't flipping. It wasn't power moves.
Yeah.
It wasn't body slamming, gorilla pressing. It's stuff
Yeah.
that I could actually do.
Was a snapmare drag.
Yeah, Russian
takedown.
leg sweep, sharp. Well, he did sharpshooter was later, but it's like clotheslines, elbow drops. Like you could do that. So I mean, for me, it was like the start was probably SummerSlam '91 when he beat Perfect.
Mm.
Okay.
And then it was like the catapult was the following year against Piper at WrestleMania 8.
Mm-hmm.
First one to pin Piper clean.
Yeah, I was going to say that was probably going to be mine. That's the one that sticks out the most. Other than that, like he always had good entrance too.
Right.
I mean, it wasn't too long, wasn't too short, and he had the leather jacket. I mean, that was
I always remember him as just like a merchandise or like, but like for me, I don't remember the early. Like I was born 90. I started watching wrestling 94, 95.
Right.
That was right around the time, if I recall, he jumped to.
So 94, that's him and Owen.
Yeah.
It was like that kind of feud.
Mhm.
95, the start of it was he was on contract negotiations. He had a break. His contract was up.
Because that was 95 was what Owen's death was.
No,
96.
Owen was 99.
Yeah. Okay.
And then, so 95 was WrestleMania 11 year, which is a lot of people say the worst WrestleMania ever.
Yeah.
That was Shawn Michaels versus Diesel.
Mm-hmm.
I think Brett was there for like a chicken wing match, submission match with Bob Backlund, and his mid card crap.
Yeah.
One of probably their worst matches they had. And then he was on break until the summer of '96 when then Stone Cold. I'm sorry, no, they brought the belt back to Brett because ratings were so low.
Yeah.
By Survivor Series against Diesel or SummerSlam, I forget which one.
Because that's when like the only like that's my first memory of him is him versus Stone Cold.
Yeah.
But like other than like watching highlights of like,
and that's what got him back was after the WrestleMania 12 when he lost to Shawn. That's when he was on break.
Yeah.
And that's where the contract negotiations were. And then he came back to help.
Did you say yours?
Stone Cold.
Yeah, it was when him and Piper. That was a big deal. Because I was never a real big fan of his.
Yeah.
But that kind of cemented like, oh shit, he beat Piper.
So
like no one beats Piper, especially pinfall.
So another thing, because I wanted to make sure that we got to this because this is one of our times going back with Kent. We've been doing this now for 2 years.
2 years. That's
Wow. 2 years. We've been doing podcasts together, talking about this. So I did want to kind of take the time to get you something.
Oh wow.
The wrapping paper is done by the kids. So okay. Except that was me.
So
I want to give you this here. This is from everyone here at our household, Megan included.
Yes, I sure. Oh, is this the rum?
It's not the rum.
Not the rum.
So
Yes.
the viewers can see it before you can here. So if you
can.
actually look at that, that is a 1980s turnbuckle.
Autographed by Brett.
Yes, with authenticity on the back. So I figured,
That's the real deal,
That's the
Bill.
real deal.
Yeah.
Like, thank you guys.
Look at that. Yeah.
So you know why there's 4 dots on there?
why?
There's 4 dots with his signature. It's for each one of his kids.
Okay.
That's why he has 4 hearts.
I thought he was just stuttering with the pen.
doing it in the.
So this was his first action figure with WWE Hasbro.
Mhm.
It's got 3 hearts on there. That's when he only had 3 kids.
I see. Okay.
And then a couple years later, they made a much tanner version
Yeah.
with silver glasses and then 4 hearts for.
Yeah, we were really trying to find something with like the pink iconic writing, but I think it popped more on the blue turnbuckle there. So
This is pretty badass right there.
So
Yeah, that is,
that's going to be a new
I mean,
show.
that's the real deal. That is the padding on the turnbuckle.
Where you will go sternum first.
Yep.
Sternum first.
so
Man,
All right, thank you, Megan and the kids and Alex. Like,
there you go.
that's wow. Thanks for leaving me speechless, fuckers.
I win.
And that is how you play the game, folks.
Also,
Right.
by the
there.
way, that's now my favorite Bret Hart moment.
That's not your.
There you go. There you go.
Hope I have another can of beer for that.
There you
That's
go.
it. Open another can of whoop ass.
Can of whoop ass. All right. By the way, I think we're at 80 and another thing is at 5. So
Yeah.
suck it.
Yeah. Nice.
All right. So we got WrestleMania coming up. I don't know if we probably skip over this until next time. Anything you want to talk about?
No.
So like, right now it's like ticket sales absolutely suck. Like, I mean, have you seen what the prices are?
Yeah.
They're ridiculous.
They're ridiculous. Like, and now it's at $88,500 meet and greet for Triple H.
For triple. Oh, well, he's going into the Hall of Fame, so now
But-
he's a Hall of Famer.
And there's some like I don't know. The latest Hall of Fame right now is him, Lex Luger, and
What is
Michelle
wrong? What
McCool.
happened to Lex?
He just
It was years of drugs, and then I
Yeah.
forget what.
Did he have a
condition
stroke
he
or something?
had. He had. I forgot what the condition was. Where he
But
pretty
again,
much went paralyzed.
Diamond Dallas, man, saved the day.
Again,
I mean, that man.
DDP yoga, amazing.
I mean, that's where they should rename the Warrior Award to the DDP Award.
Yeah, it's true.
He actually gave a shit about his
for
colleague.
sure.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, Austin's going to be there now. Trying to think what else there is with WrestleMania. Like, they'll be in Chicago April 4th for SmackDown.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, those ticket prices are.
Well, and
absolutely
again,
ridiculous.
I mean, I'm gonna dial in, right? But I don't know if it's 2 nights worthy.
No, I think they got to go back to one.
I just don't.
Take your best of the best and go back to one.
Yeah.
I think we'll see what happens with SummerSlam this year when they go to 2 nights. That they're going to be like, pretty soon they are going to oversaturate the market where they're just going to want to go.
Yeah. It's
There's going to be a wrestling's not cool anymore.
But yeah,
And that roller coaster.
the coolest it's ever been.
well, the hard thing for me right now is everybody's a businessman. I mean,
Right.
back in the day, it was only Vince. Everybody else is wrestlers.
Right.
Now everybody's a businessman. Now you've got, I can go on, TikTok reels, whatever, after any of the shows and catch everything that went on. Where now do I need to tune in when I can catch a 30-second
Right.
update of, oh, hey, there's Cody whooping, the Miz.
Yeah, it takes away all the entrances.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Yeah, so actually, it's funny.
fluff.
I'm pulling it up right here, but there was a image that I saw from the Ticketmaster side where they still have tickets that are, here's the brackets: 10,000 plus, 5,000, 3,000, 2,000, 1,400, 1,000. The cheapest package that they have is $4,500, $450. Sorry. But what's so messed up, I'm gonna hand this to Tom, is there's so much of that arena that they are graying out because of stage and all that camera. Like that's why they're trying to make up so much money on these tickets. But it's like, I would say a third of the event, the venue is grayed out.
It's in Vegas.
Yeah,
It's like AEW.
Mm-hmm.
that's stupid.
Right. Well, and that's what was brilliant early with Vince back in the days. He went to smaller venues.
Right.
Yeah.
So they were sold out.
Mhm.
So they legitimately
Allstate was their last small
Yeah.
This venue, WrestleMania 22.
Yeah.
That was the last small venue they ever did for WrestleMania. I don't know if I'll ever see that again.
Mm-mm.
Now, do you think that's because of the whole back in the day there was kind of that cap of the top guys are making $1 million. Now the top guys making $30 million contract guarantees. Like, I mean, the contracts alone are killing them. So, like, they got to make these prices up somewhere.
Right.
They are. But then that's where they self-justify, like, their stock value and why they charge stuff for the board of directors, make their ends.
Mm-hmm.
Then the wrestlers are like, oh, well, we're doing all this stuff. Like, that's where it's like, it's fine to me where, like, Jesse Ventura's coming back with Saturday Night Main Event. Is he going to get in one of the ears where I could see the one ear he gets into is the man that shall be nameless, who then is going to start trying to get wrestlers a union.
Mm.
So they get their
Fully
steady contract, fully guaranteed, steady contracts, insurance, medical pay, all paid for.
Yeah.
Because I think we're going to see now, because with Vince no longer there, where he used to take care of stuff out of his pocket for some of the wrestlers or out of WWE's pocket. TKO's like, well, you're not under our contract. We don't care.
Unless, independent contract.
Unless you are in a Legends deal that has it specified for that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're not getting jack. That was the risk you took and you knew you were going to take.
Yeah.
Well, UFC, they don't have their big draw cards every week, right? I mean, there is a lot of UFC out there on the air, but it's the lower, what we would call NXT on the wrestling side. And that may be, of course, it's a little different fight, but not really on sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
And so, you see these guys get beat up and take shots on a Saturday live event, and then they're back on Monday Night Raw, and UFC, they go after they get concussed and bloodied and whatever, they go do their media, and then you don't see them for a month and a half or 2 months. I mean,
well, and that's something that Dana White's always said that he's taken pride into, is because, like, again, these people are putting their bodies on the line. Like, they're not cattle.
Yeah.
I mean, if you get beat up enough, I mean, Conor McGregor, I would say, probably was the last one, but that was him as his own animal. Like,
yeah.
Conor was just a beast. He was just the media guy that just would constantly be out there. But most of the fighters are, hey, I want to go home. I want to drink a cold beer, go home, relax. I want to be able to eat some pizza, and recover. Not Triple H.
Nope. It's always been a circus for them. Next show, next man up. All right, now since we got to that dark segment, let's go to the other dark segment, Dark Side of the Ring.
Season 6, right?
Season 6 debuts March 25th. So that is next week.
Yeah.
On Vice TV network. I usually wait for it to go on Hulu, get the whole season there, watch it all at once. So this season's episodes are about Mick Foley's Hell in the Cell.
With The Undertaker?
With The Undertaker, moment by moment. Blood, Fire, and the Original Sheik. Tony Atlas, Don't Touch My Pekka. Too Much, Too Soon. We got to get that soundbite on there. I got to get that on there. Becoming Muhammad Hassan. So that was the guy that was the Arab wrestler right after September 11th.
Yep.
Where they had to stop that entire storyline.
Yeah.
Very uncomfortable. Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert. A guy that you probably never would want to watch wrestle, but he'll probably get more views on this than any of his actual matches. Big Van Vader. The Scream Queen Daphne. The original superstar Billy Graham. I don't know if you remember this guy, Ludwig Borga.
Oh, wow.
That was probably when you started watching in 95. The Finnish wrestling guy. And then Truth Lies of Billy Jack Haynes, 1980s.
Billy
One
Jack,
female episode I heard on there.
One female episode is what it's looking like.
Which is weird because normally they kind of do at least like 2 or 3.
Usually
in the
2.
Season.
Yeah.
Or it's a combo.
Yeah. I mean, I love the Dark Side of the Ring.
Oh, it's still narrated by Jericho and Jim Ross.
Oh, nice.
And It's definitely been a great series. It doesn't help that they keep giving them more and more ammunition to some of the stuff.
Right.
Well, speaking of women, we didn't get to it last show. We're going to get to it right now. Sports Illustrated, our favorite guy, Sid Polar, what is he? Generation
Can
Z,
we
Generation
reach out
A.
to him and try to get his take on some of this stuff?
So he has number 10, Alondra Blaze, Medusa. 9, Bianca Belair. 8, Asuka. 7, China. 6, Bailey. 5, Sasha Banks / Mercedes Moné. 4, Lita. 3, Trish Stratus. 2, Charlotte. And number 1 as Becky. What I see in this list is pretty much one from 95, one from late 90s, or I mean, you got maybe 3 from the late 90s, and the rest within the last 5-10 years.
Oh, what's the old lady? Medulla or whatever her name is?
A fabulous Moolah.
Moolah. How is she not make this?
The only reason, for the guy's young.
Yeah.
But also, it may be, okay, I think they may have a deal with WWE where, I don't know if you watched the Dark Side of the Ring episode on Fabulous Moolah. She was pretty much a human trafficker.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why they got rid of, when they did the women's battle royal at WrestleMania, shortly thereafter got rid of it and kind of wiped her name completely from the industry.
Yeah.
After that leaked out where she was pretty much pimping out her ladies to fans.
Wow. That's a meet and greet right
there. But right here, it's you just had a movie about Wendy Richter, Queen of the Ring, and she's not on this list at all.
But that's also what makes me laugh. Is again, just like with the men's list that he had, we were gonna do a list the next show, we never did. But
no, I'm still waiting. I did mine.
See, this is a tough one. I think China's higher than 7. Yeah. Lita definitely. She was a hell of a wrestler back in her
Here's
day.
the thing, though. You wouldn't get Bailey, Charlotte, Becky, or Sasha, or even Bianca without China, Trish, and Lita.
Correct.
Again, and I'm not taking away from Jacqueline or
Ivory
Ivory. A lot of them were
Victoria.
Mm-hmm.
Lita was a manager, but at the same time, she could put on an actual match. She could hang with some of the other.
Yeah.
This was a guy. You are not going to tell me.
First one in the men's rumble.
Yeah, first men's intercontinental champion. I'm saying, so again, makes that lame duck title.
I don't know.
Lame duck.
I don't know. From the Playboy spread, I don't know.
Well, she spread something.
All right, well, I think people bought that one just to see.
Yeah.
Is this legit or not?
But again, there's a
God
lot.
rest her soul.
Yeah.
And she should be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, she really should.
What they're doing is just crap to her with what Triple H did to her with stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But
and that's honestly where
proof that cheaters always win.
Well, and that's also where proof that the WWE is still Vince McMahon still has his pulse on things.
Yeah,
because as long as there's a McMahon or something.
Because again, if Triple H wanted to right that wrong, this would have been the year to do it.
Yep.
Because you have the Rock and Power, who fought with her, did things with her.
Right.
You have him and Triple H bringing power. You want to take care of the DX and the Click. This would have been the year to bring her in, and you did it. So that clearly tells you that there's something there because of, and you could say all the adult content, that the adult films that she made and whatever, but you cast her away.
Yeah,
I mean, the Dark Side did a pretty good. On a couple of the other interviews that are out there, shed a lot of light on that. So.
I mean, for me, I'd have Trish as number 1. I'd have Natalia up there.
Yeah,
Really?
She'd be in the list.
She should be bad.
Because I mean, what she does with helping,
I would put her over. I would take Asuka out there.
Yeah, I mean
would,
that's where I'd have her. She'd be in the top 10. She wouldn't be top 5, but just because of how she trains the other women, and you can always count on her to have a decent match, quality match. It just she never had that charisma.
Sid Puller the third.
Trish always had the charisma. She put the effort in to get the thing in. When she's on TV, you watch. I mean, that's where it's okay, Trish or Lita. If they're on TV, who you're going to watch? You're going to watch Trish. More likely, except for the Hardy Boy generation.
Now I did hear the report that they're coming out. We spoke about it recently. That they're coming out with a Evolution 2 women's.
Yes,
that's
pay-per-view.
Yeah.
We'll hit on that in a future show. We're kind of running out of time right now. I know Kent needs to get going. Have you watched any LFG Rivals Greatest Moments?
Nope.
Don't need to. If you watched any of them, like anything in the past, they are just recycling footage, especially with Rivals.
Yeah.
It is all recycled footage. Greatest Moments, what I'm finding is it's when they used to have like their little YouTube or Reel shorts on WWE website.
Yeah.
That was 3-5 minute video. They are now extending those 3-5 minute videos into a half hour with commercials.
Yeah, boy. Yeah.
There's nothing much different there. LFG is like the new Tough Enough. I really don't care.
Now they've done some changes from what I've heard. Is now
Michelle McCool came in
she
over
came in and
Mickey James.
yeah.
You got some drama there or whatnot. But anyways, let's get to Kent's favorite part of the show, the end.
Yeah.
That doesn't work for me, brother.
That doesn't work for me, brother. I was doing a little bit of digging in studio at 216 Creator Studios. And I happened across a couple of things. And
The trash can was one of them.
well,
We got the trash can here.
we got the trash can here. So if you want to pull this out, yeah, just read that.
Put this right here so you can actually get it all.
Let's move that bottle.
Yeah, move the bottle.
All right.
All right. Well, not that bottle.
So listen, that what does that say? That says
It says reject, rundown, outlaw, champion.
outlaw champion. Now
They
listen.
wanted.
Wait,
Now
was
listen.
actually a champion at one point?
Here's the bottom line.
It's got the 216 logo as the side plates.
Here's the bottom
Let me
line.
get the real championship out here.
These fellas, and we absolutely love them with our whole heart, right? They ghosted. They're out. They just disappeared on us.
They decided they were going to have a show at 12:30 today. And
Yeah.
we're like, let's just see what the numbers would be head to head.
That's it.
I just looked. We are currently at 100
Yeah.
views. They're at Cinco.
Thinkle.
This is what happens when you don't come to a real studio
That's
with
it.
a real platform. You try to do it out of your basement. Where are the views?
That's it. If you ain't the best, don't mess around.
So I'm going to do who we had in number 10 at the top women's wrestlers of all time.
We didn't have her.
Well, I'm saying who Sid
Right.
had.
Okay.
Alondra Blaze, what'd she do with the belt with WCW? Here is your belt. If you want to come get it at Tom's Production Studio, it is in the trash can.
Come get it. Come get it.
However, there's another belt they left.
Nah, that one can stay in there. That one's going to me.
This one,
That one's coming to
This
me.
one might hang on the wall.
Yeah.
this one is a tribute for today, at least.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Stone Cold 316 belt,
Absolutely.
the Smoking Skull belt. That one, should I give him 30 days?
I mean, I
That's
put
it.
repo rights on it already, so
Hey, possession's 9/10 of the law.
Uh,
Hashtag reject rundown. We do love them guys. Check them out, but don't check them out during our show because they can't run with us. Again, I think that once you guys won the 216 tag titles, that's when they disappeared.
They broke up. Their teams broke up. They couldn't win. I get messages from them like, "Hey, what's picks? What should I pick? What should I pick?" So now I'm doing what Triple H does: give them false reports,
That's it.
false picks, so they look like an ass clown.
Hey, and you know that every other Sunday we're here live. Tom's Production Studio is even closer than the last studio, and there's always a seat here for you if you know Tony the Kid. You know,
Oh, you're saying their
SGP,
names now.
wow.
Wow,
oh,
we're going to
man.
AEW now.
That's it.
We're not going WWE where we don't.
Whatever you want, fellas. We're here, and all we would say is,
20 times more views on this station alone.
and this day, you know what? And that just doesn't work for me, brother. That's it. Those belts.
Anything for you, Alex, that doesn't work for you, or just that?
No, honestly, I mean, it's been fun. You know, it's just what doesn't work for me is no one's been challenging for these. I
Right.
mean,
Let's go. We got.
we need a challenger.
we-
and they're collecting dust.
We got.
WrestleMania
We
coming
got
up.
WrestleMania coming up, and it could be new tag team champions if someone has the man balls.
Testicular
Yeah,
fortitude.
that's it.
Hey,
That's it.
All right.
Listen, for all of us here at 216 Creator Studios and Tom's Productions, thanks for tuning in to another great episode of Let Me Tell You Something, brother.
And we should be at 8:00 tonight.
Yeah,
in 2
yep.
weeks.
We
Unless there's a conflict. then
yeah, no, we'll be back.
We'll figure it
We'll
out.
be back. That's it. Megan says her and Hayden will take you guys on.
Go ahead.
Ooh, that's it. A little mixed. All
Mixed
right.
tag.
For all of us here, enjoy the rest of the day. And remember, St. Patrick wasn't really Irish.
And neither am I.
That doesn't work for you.